Hiya, I'm Jayms Clifford Nichols, and along with Dan, Merlin, Goodbrey, I'm one of the editors of the special issue of the Networking Knowledge's Journal on digital comics. Dan and I are both comics academics. We both focus on digital comics. So together we wrote a call for papers for a special issue of Networking Knowledge on digital comics. We got loads of great results. We had loads of papers come back in for us to go through and have a look at, and in the end we chose 6 of these to go through into the final journal, which is now available on this link below. The journal starts with an introduction from Dan and I about digital comics and the academic field of digital comics. Then we lead straight in to Lucas E.G. Wild's paper, Distinguishing Mediality, the problem of identifying forms and features of digital comics. Lucas's paper asks the question, do digital comics constitute a different medium from print comics? And discusses the lack of a defining technology of the medium, as well as the differences and similarities between digital and print comics. We then have 3 papers that discuss the world of webcomics, starting with Paddy Johnson's paper, Bad Machinery, and the Economics of Free Webcomics, which presents a case study of 2 successful web cartoonists who make free webcomics an economically viable form of labour. Then we have Gabriel E. Ramaga's paper, Waiting for the Next Part, how the temporal dimensions of digital serialization have changed author-reader dynamics, which discusses the release schedules of webcomics and how this affects the relationship between the author and the audience. The last webcomics entry we have is from Roger Dale Jones, and his paper, Approaching the Cognitive and Social Functions of World of Warcraft Fan Comics, focuses on community and fan-made webcomics. We then move away from webcomics with Damien Duffy's paper, Hypercomics Context, Institutional Contexts and Interface Design in Online Educational Hypercomics, which are a form of digital comic. And this compares 2 different types of hypercomic designed specifically for education. Lastly, we have something completely different with Matthias P. Bremgartner's paper, Performing Reading, the interplay of theatre and digital comics in Tezuka, which looks at projected digital comics and how these can be used and read in stage performances. So as you can see, there's quite a lot of variety to this journal that we've put together here. I hope you'll really enjoy it. I encourage you to go and have a look and delve into that world of digital comics and digital comics academia. It's been a real pleasure to read all these papers and get them all published into this journal. Really proud of everybody involved. So well done, keep smiling, and thank you very kindly.